Okay, political junkies, tonight's the night for the State of the Union. Here are 3 things you need to know ahead of the big speech. First up, what will it be about? According to the White House, the theme will be bipartisanship, healing the divide in the country. But Washington watchers expect the president to talk about the border, immigration, and abortion. Next up, who will be there? The president has told conservative allies that an anti-abortion figure may be the First Lady's guest. And local Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher is expected to bring Rhonda Hart, the mother of a Santa Fe high school shooting victim and an outspoken gun control advocate. Finally, who will deliver the Democratic response? Stacey Abrams. She's the Democrat who lost the tight race for governor in Georgia. The word in Washington is she's eyeing a run for the Senate in 2020. I'm Stephanie Whitfield for H-Town Rush.